Well,
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen all around the world, and thanks for tuning in to the broadcast of the World Boys Tournament here from Sydney, Australia in 2018. This is a fabulous event, and if you were lucky enough to tune in to game number one earlier today, you would have seen a wonderful game of baseball between the Australian Blue team and of course the team from Alameda, California, and that was absolutely sensational. All is in readiness now for game two on diamond number one, the main ground here at Blacktown International Sportspark, and this game will be between the Skyroos of Australia and also Hawaii, of course, from the USA. This Hawaiian lineup looks very strong, and they've had a very good start to their tournament as well. In fact, all three games earlier today at 11 a.m. Sydney time were absolutely sensational. They were very close games, closely battled, closely fought, and that augurs well for the rest of this tournament throughout the next 4 days. Hawaii and the Skyroos about to take the field and contest this great tournament. We had a brief opening ceremony at 9 a.m. Sydney time, and now it is about time for game number two. Both teams are ready. The plate meeting has been held between the umpires and the managers of each side, and we are, as I said, around about ready to go. And it's a big good afternoon. I'm Paul Harradine, also known as Harrow, and along with Big Cam Hickson, and PMAC, Paul McCulloch, this afternoon. We will be bringing you all of the action in the next 2 games. Of course, this is the 2 p.m. game Sydney time, and there's a third game at 5 p.m. Sydney time this afternoon. And we'll bring that to you under very good baseball conditions here as we just about get ready now. Pitcher's just warming up and going through his routine to get ready for the start of the game. PMAC's going to tell us all about the weather conditions, which were absolutely sensational earlier in the day, and that remains.
Yeah, good afternoon, Harrow. Good afternoon, listeners, wherever you are across the globe. And conditions here, who would have thought that it is winter in Sydney? We've got a comfortable, it's about 20, 22 degrees and some wispy clouds at a high. Not a great deal of breeze that's blowing across it's basically from the southwest, and not really anything that's going to cause too much of an issue. Ground conditions, as you can probably see on your screen, the grass in summer does go dormant, which is why it looks a little bit straw-like, so don't be too concerned about the colour of it. But all goes well for another game of baseball here this afternoon.
It certainly does. Now, we will bring you the starting lineup, the defensive lineup for Hawaii, who are on the diamond now. They will bat in the bottom of the innings, and the Skyroos will start the game off batting in the top of the inning. The defensive lineup for Hawaii: in right field, we've got Avery Takahata. Centre field is Amana Benz. In left field, it's Kenzan Kong. The third baseman is Tiger Yonamini, and the shortstop, Jeren Adaro. At second base, it's Koa Ganasial. At first base, Branson Chang. And the starting battery for Hawaii on the mound, Dayton Robinson, will be pitching to Zane Dobecki. Or Dobecki. I'll work that one out as I go, PMAC.
I'm sure you
There
will.
is the defensive lineup for Hawaii, and starting off the attack for the Skyroos from Australia, it will be the second baseman, Liam Herbert, steps in. Liam Herbert. First pitch now to Herbert. And, called strike, outside edge, called by the umpire. And Dayton Robinson starting that first pitch up for Hawaii. It goes down the same side of the plate again for a second called strike.
Yeah, just a little strange, Harrow, to see after the size of some of the Alameda boys in game one, some big, tall, lanky American Californian boys, to see some of the Skyroos that are tiny, knee-high to grasshoppers out there. But they are a developmental squad. They are trained and coached by one of the Australian greats in Graham Castle.
I think you'll find knee-high place for one of the other teams.
He might be with the Japanese or the
please,
Koreans.
Don't start. Don't.
1 ball, 2 strikes on young Herbert.
He sticks the bat up there. He's strong enough to lift that bat. You never know. Some of these guys are very nimble and they can just get their timing right. That one missing outside, well and truly.
Well, I guess there's a reason he's the lead-off, Harrow, because
strike zone.
Not only is the strike zone low, but I would say he'd be able to scoot. Should he get up there, he might be a real base-stealing threat.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that whatsoever. That one down and dirty.
That fills the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Certainly is. So we got Hawaii versus the Skyroos from Australia, and he draws a walk. You're right, Cam. There he goes. That's the first walk on the first bat of the lead-off for the Roos. Liam Herbert goes to first base and gets things started.
Always difficult for a starting pitcher when you come up against an extremely short batter first up in a baseball game, because you're not sure of the umpire's strike zone. You haven't had a chance to work that out. You haven't had a chance to do too much. You've warmed up, you're getting ready to throw, and then you're faced with an extremely small strike zone.
Absolutely. So Logan Harris it is that steps in now for the Skyroos. And Robinson just lining things up there. Gets a swing out of that one. Called swing on that, I think, by the umpire. Pointed at the plate, pointed at the bat. As a Dayton Robinson throws that pitch in there and gets a strike on Logan Harris. All settle, a swing and a miss there. And goes down on strikes, does Harris. So that's a swinging strike. K2, 1 out. Runner at first base after a walk to the lead-off Liam Herbert. and that will bring to the plate the number 6, Matthew Haynes. Haynes will step in now, and of course very good lineups here from both sides, and as I said, the first round of games earlier today were very, very narrow wins to the victors. And throw to second base goes way over there, too high, and Herbert slides in. And as we mentioned earlier, those little guys, short in stature but quick on their heels. So now the Skyroos with a runner in scoring position at second base in the form of Liam Herbert, and Haynes at the plate. Fastball down low, misses down low in the zone there. Zane Dobecki, the catcher for Hawaii, doing a good job too. It's early days, it's only the third batter up, but these kids know how to play. Gets that one into the zone, just makes that slight adjustment to bring up the strike. And of course these teams have come from all over the world. We've got teams from Australia, America and Asia, Japan, Korea. That's a great friendship series. And that one called strike outside edge as well. The earlier game today, umpires called that outside edge extremely well. And the teams and pitchers and catchers that pick that up where the zone is, they locate it early and they stick with it all afternoon. Oh, curveball gets him looking. Matthew Haynes goes down with a look. Called strike. And back-to-back strikeouts there for Dayton Robinson now that he's got his eye in. That's 2 out now, but still a runner on second base. Right fielder Jacob Verez comes to the plate. Jacob Verez steps in. Strike. Robinson not marking around. He's not looking to work around the edges. He's just going heat straight down the middle. The sun's gone in a little bit behind some cloud this afternoon, which makes it almost perfect for baseball conditions. Fouls one off, back towards the Skyroos dugout. The flags on the right field side over the fence there, very lightly fluttering. And the breeze, as P-Mac said, coming from the southwest, so it will go across the diamond. And when you're viewing the game on the coverage, you'll see the breeze going from the right to the left-hand side of the diamond. Check swing off the shoulder on a high pitch, out of the zone. Checked with the catcher and the umpire. Plate umpire checks with the field umpire, and there you go. The umpire says that was a swing, I should say. Verez goes down on strikes as well, so a K2 on the check swing. Went through, obviously attempting to take a hit at the ball. So 3 out, runner left stranded at second base for the Skyroos in the top of the first innings. We'll be back shortly for the bottom of the first inning. And welcome back to the action here at Blacktown International Sports Park, where the team from Hawaii in this tournament, first pitch hit there, goes to centre field and falls fair as well. Over the back of shortstop and into the open in front of Jacob Foster in the outfield for the Blue Roos out there fielding. The lead-off Hawaiian Avery Takahata, the right fielder for Hawaii, gets bat to ball on the first pitch from Matthew Hayes. We will bring you the defensive lineup very, very shortly, but no mucking around here from the Hawaiians. First pitch, first hit, runner on base with a single to centre field position, 8 by Avery Takahata. Welcome to everybody in Hawaii that's tuned in.
Runner
Another
gone.
throw over here, runner takes off, put the pressure on straight away, Hawaii. That's the way, that's baseball. That's what we want to see as Takahata slides safely into second base, down on his hands and knees, and away he goes. He's advanced to second already on the next pitch, so after 2 pitches, Hawaii have a runner in scoring position and are on the attack. And at the plate it is Jerena Daro that stepped in there. And he waits for the next pitch from the Blue Roos. And lines one down the third base side. They'll score the first run of this game with a massive hit there by Adaro. What an enormous start by the Hawaiians. Fantastic, went straight down the line to Emrys Mulvihill out in left field side. A single to 9, and that drives in the first run with Takahata crossing the plate there. Hawaii jump ahead 1-0 in this game, and Adaro stands safely at first base. That brings to the plate the pitcher Dayton Robinson. He steps in, runner steals second base, no mucking about. The catcher throws over, cannot get it to his shortstop Lachlan Jones. And I can't take a breath or even give you the defensive lineup. This is just open fire.
Talk about aggressive. Be
They're
aggressive
into it.
early. It is only a 7-inning game, so why not start off early, get aggression, and
Sensational. Jerena Daro stands safely at second base now in scoring position. Now he steals third. Gets in there safely as well. Base umpire charges over to third. Calls him safe. So now all of a sudden Hawaii, 1 run ahead. Nobody out. Third batter in the box. Adaro standing at third base. And Dayton Robinson stands there waiting for a pitch in his zone. And he gets one. Drives it down the third base side. Knocked down by the third baseman, but he cannot make a play. That's Logan Harris there. He did well to knock it down. It was a hard hit ball. So the runner at third, Jerena Daro, stays right where he is and attracts the third baseman's attention while it keeps Dayton Robinson safe at first. With what we're going to score as a single to 5 here.
that's all.
What else are we going to do? That was a hard hit ball.
Choice.
Hard hit ball.
Because it was actually fielder's choice there, Harrow.
We'll do that. Fielder's choice to 5. Bresson Chang comes to the plate now. Hawaii, runners on the corners. Takes a swing, the number 18. Wow, what a start to the game, P-Mac. You've got to applaud this. This is what baseball's all about. Get into it and play the game. I love it. All action here right from the get-go.
They say no rest for the wicked there, Harrow. So guess what? Just action, and it's just nothing has stopped. Not even time to breathe.
Signals going down. We know it's winter in Sydney. Back end of winter, albeit. Still a lovely day.
Runner going.
Down low. Catcher doesn't throw. With a runner at third base, he's just keeping the door shut, I think, at home plate. The Sky Roos don't know what's hit them at the moment. Hawaii have just gone straight after this. We're only in the bottom of the first inning. It's all action. Chang stands there, just backs away from the inside fastball from pitcher Matthew Hayes. I will attempt to run around the defensive lineup for the Sky Roos.
I thought Big Cam might have chirped in for
I'm
you.
going to start on the mound. Matthew Hayes is the pitcher. Swing and a miss there from Chang. And he goes back to the dugout on strikes. Big swing and a miss. The first out in this bottom of the first inning. That will bring to the plate Zane Dobecki, the catcher for Hawaii. Catching is Owen Glover behind the plate for the Sky Roos. At first base, Bailey Stevens. Second baseman is Liam Herbert. Fouled off behind home. Third baseman for the Sky Roos is Logan Harris. The shortstop is Lachlan Jones. At left field is Emrys Mulvihill. In centre field it's Jacob Foster. And in right field it's Jacob Veres. Pair of Jacobs out there in centre and right. So all action. DeBecke waits in there for the next pitch. Fouls another one off.
It looks like they've all got the green light to actually have a swing.
Go out and enjoy yourselves,
That's
boys.
it.
We've travelled a long way for this.
Yeah.
Go out and enjoy your baseball. Play the game.
As anything close, they're certainly having a cut at it.
Good value for money, this one. Blacktown International Sportspark, of course, was the venue for the Sydney Olympics. There were 2 venues.
Got him on the inside.
Just touch him on the shoulder, I think, that one. Hit by pitch ball. So another runner on base, and that loads them up for Hawaii with only 1 out here. Bottom of the first inning.
Not the worst result for the Skyroos. Load the bases up.
Yeah.
Be able to go for a force through home plate and try and limit the damage, or try and turn a double play up the middle and limit the damage. Either way, try and get themselves an extra out here in the bottom of the first.
Absolutely. Kenzan Kong at the plate now, the number 10 on his jersey. Kenzan Kong for Hawaii.
Tell you what, Harrow, we get a few players' bios and profiles and that come through up here to the commentary box. I'll tell you what, if he takes his helmet off, you'll see a fair head of hair on the young man.
Okay. There's a couple of fancy haircuts I've seen down there too with some of the guys. As young as they are, they've come here to have fun. Wow, they stand their ground well on an inside pitch also.
Certainly do.
Kong stood there right there, and that ball just missed him by maybe an inch.
Loaded bases, unless the guy's throwing 100 miles an hour, if he throws it close enough, get hit by it and score a run.
It's not going to hurt too much. It'll only sting for a little while.
That bruise will go down in a week.
Goes outside now and walks. A walker running on loaded bases with Kenzan Kong taking that base on balls. So 2 runs now. Visit from the coaching staff for the Skyroos. So Dayton Robinson now will be the runner at third base.
Looks like it might be Graham Castle heading out to the mound for the Skyroos.
Zane DeBecke at second, Kenzan Kong at first base.
Very experienced coaching crew for the Skyroos. Graham Castle and Gary Everson looking after things for the Skyroos, and Graham Castle a wealth of experience to impart onto these young Skyroos.
And let them have fun with it as well. He's got a good sense of humour.
Correct, and that's probably what he's going out to say to young Haynes on the mound, you know.
Calm him down.
Yeah, don't stress too much. Okay, yeah, it's a run. You've given up a couple. Big deal, we'll get them back.
International tournament, he's probably got eyes as big as plates at the moment.
Correct. And the 3 Australian teams are 3 development squads from various age groups.
Yeah.
The Skyroos being the youngest of those.
Tiger steps into the plate now. It's Tiger Yonamaini. Or Yonamain. Tiger steps in, fouls the first pitch off. Now he's got some shoulders on him.
Certainly does.
Solid boy, isn't he? Well put together. Perfect baseball build. Nice and strong through the thighs. Nice upper body. Power hitter in the future.
Hayes puts one in the zone. Yonamain drives it to right field. 1 run scores. The next one's coming in. It will be a play at home plate. No, he misses him. He gets in safely. So 2 runs scored. Robinson drives himself across the plate. Zane DeBecke slides in under a throw from the outfield. Glover can't get the ball and get the glove onto him before he scores. And Kenzan Kong is now standing safely at third base. And Tiger Yonamain with a single to right field side with a rip. And as Cameron said, he's got the perfect build there for a hitter, and that's exactly what he did. He drove that to right field and drove in 2 great runs. Runners on the corners now for Hawaii. And next pitch gets hit straight to shortstop. He can't find it. It's gone up over his head. Lachlan Jones, that ball ran up his glove and up his arm and over his shoulder, and eventually retrieved by Liam Herbert, the second baseman. But another run scored. Kenzan Kong gets driven in off the bat of Koa Ganasiel, and Tiger Yonamain is now standing safely at second base. Koa Ganasiel, that is at first base with that drive to the shortstop. How are we going to score that, P-Mac?
I scored it a hit.
Hard hit ball, single to 6.
Little flare, look out for the flare.
And there it is. Bermuda Triangle stuff. That ball pops up, and right field, centre field and second baseman, they all head for it, and it falls in between them because they just cannot pick it up The sky's a little cloudy as well, so a real difficult one to get. And that was Manor Benz, I believe.
It was indeed Manor Benz with that little Texas leaguer into right field. It just and often the saying is it had eyes. It knew where the fielders were and got itself to ground before they could get there. But real difficult spot here for Matt Haynes and the Skyroo Blues.
One batter out, I should say, and we're back to the top of the order. Avery Takahata steps in. Loaded bases for Hawaii. They lead this game by 5 runs to 0. Bottom of the first inning.
At the plate is the right fielder, Avery Takahata.
Wow. You may have heard the voice in the background there, ground announcer, and that is Chris Maitland. And foul ball down past third base side. I've got to tell everybody, the long-term baseball audience around Australia will remember Chris Maitland's dulcet tones from Olympic Games broadcasts way in the past. He did broadcast the Olympic Games in the USA, way back, actually. Correct. Yeah. I can't remember which year that was.
1984 was Los Angeles.
Atlanta.
Atlanta was
Atlanta.
96.
Yeah, he was telling us about it at lunchtime during the meal break. Hard hit ball to shortstop again. Is that an out? No, safe. Sliding in safely there was Mana Benz. Gets in there as that hard hit ball to Lachlan Jones again deceived his glove. He had to chase it around a little bit before he could get a grip on it. And that scored, I think, Tiger Yonemine scored. And Koa Ganasiel will be at third base. Mana Benz safely at second, sliding in. Avery Takahata again safe at first base with a single to the shortstop.
Again, probably scored a fielder's choice, Harrow, because the shortstop didn't go at him. He went towards second base and still didn't get the out, but either way, it scores another run. So it becomes, what are we at that? 2 4 6.
Yep, and Jaron Adaro, the second batter in the lineup, steps in again. Settles himself, just does a little bit of gardening to get a firm footing. And nicely located ball by Matthew Hayes down there. So Adaro being very patient at the plate now. 11th batter in order to be up to the plate in the bottom of this first inning.
It's going to be a hard day in the office for the boys. That one
gets away from catcher Owen Glover. And another run crosses the plate. So that was Koa Ganasiel crossing that plate. Mana Benz advanced to third base. And Avery Takahata went around to second. So runners at second and third. First base unoccupied. And rung up on strikes. Jaron Adaro looking at that one. And that is a KC, I should say, looked at that one, and that will be the second out on Hawaii. And stepping in now, the pitcher, Dayton Robinson. Fouls that one off, the number 17. Big strong shoulders, as Cam mentioned earlier. And Robinson, not too concerned, gets that inside pitch.
So first base is open.
Yep, first base open, second and third occupied. Batter at the plate. Roots one high to centre field side, goes back on it, it deceives him, falls over the back of his head. Robinson can't believe it. He was jogging between first and second. He thought the centre fielder had the ball in his glove, and then he took off again to get safely at second.
Yeah, scores himself 2 runs.
Jacob Foster couldn't get back on that one as a hard hit ball, very high, hard to pick up in the sky, but Robinson stands there with a double to centre field. Wow. Shock treatment for the Skyroos, I should say, the Skyroos.
Yeah,
2 out here.
Sorry, okay, Harrow. But as we said before, it is developmental teams from the squads is the Blues.
Friendship series, and as you said, there's 3 squads.
Yeah, and as a result, some of the teams may get pounded, for want of a better terminology. And I believe that there is, for situations like this, so as teams aren't demoralised, there is a run differential rule that comes into play. I think it's about the 4th or the 5th inning.
And it's Bresson Chang at the plate, of course, and he gets a walk.
Yeah, Research Department PMAC was onto it. I was just having a look
Beautiful.
through here. Actually, after the 5th inning.
Yeah, there we go. And of course, the gentleman rules come into it, where most of the coaches, sure as eggs, they're not going to be stealing bases and stuff with a 9 to 10 run lead.
Correct.
Yeah, it's a friendship series, and the managers know well enough they'll take control of things out there.
Well, it's 8 runs now with runners at second and first. Robinson at second, Chang at first base for Hawaii. That's Bresson Chang.
You missed one, Harrow. It's 9.
Oh, I can't count.
Of
course.
You used
Sorry.
your left hand.
It was my colouring in that failed me. My colouring in.
Oh.
My apologies.
Another one that just went a little bit stray. And tagged another one of the batters from the Hawaiian side. So
hit
that
by
loads
pitch.
the bases once again.
That was Zane DeBecky that got hit by pitch. And now we have Robinson at third, Chang at second, DeBecky at first base. That brings to the plate now the number 10, Kensen Kong.
And it's going to be a little bit of work in the bullpen for the Skyroos.
I would think so. They're sending someone down there now. I would have thought they might have warmed someone up a little earlier.
I would have thought they would have had 2, maybe 3 pitches prior to the start of the game, Harrow.
Matthew Hayes may not have been ready, if you like. Warm-wise, I mean. Stretched up, warm, hot, ready to go. Don't know. That's up to the coaching staff. That one falls foul over third base.
He was ready. They were doing plenty of warm-up work, Harrow. There was plenty of them throwing hard before the game, and Matthew was one of them, but he's just run into a red-hot Hawaiian team that are quite prepared to throw the bat at anything that's close to the strike zone.
It was a batting onslaught to start with. Off the
Certainly
first
was.
pitch.
Correct.
First pitch, hit the ball.
Brilliant.
Yep. And then I think it was the third pitch that Adara faced, so it was 2 base hits in 3 pitches.
Yep. Yeah. And poor old Matthew Hayes didn't know what happened.
And his field hasn't helped him. His field's made some
Pop
mistakes.
up there to second baseman Herbert.
There we
And
go.
Liam Herbert catches that one for the third out. Shut down the bottom of the first innings here for the Skyroos. That's a fly ball to position 4. Brings up that third out and shuts down the attack of Hawaii here. That was absolutely amazing, and what an outstanding start for this young team from Hawaii. We go to the break between innings. We'll be back for the top of the second shortly.
Catch your
But the
breath.
score line is already And welcome back to Blacktown International Sportspark. I'm Harrow with PMAC and Big Cam. We're bringing you the World Boys Tournament 2018 here at Sydney, Australia, in the venue called Blacktown International Sportspark in the west of Sydney. And we're watching Hawaii and the Skyroos do battle here on diamond number 1 this afternoon in what has opened up as a can of worms here. 9-0 Hawaii lead after one completed inning. We're in the top of the second inning now. And at the plate for the Skyroos is Lachlan Jones, the shortstop, wearing the number 2, and it's his first appearance at the plate, as you would expect in the second innings of a regular baseball game.
Good call.
Hawaii put 15 batters through in the first innings. Amazing. They launched an all-out attack. Batting blitz. So Jones now at the plate, trying to get something going for the Skyroos. See if they can break something open here. They've had one runner on base. The lead-off, second baseman Liam Herbert, drew a walk at the start of the game. And down on strikes, Lachlan Jones. You saw it. Swung at that fastball through the top of the zone and K2'd it. Swinging strike on the third one. One up or one down, and that will bring to the plate the centre fielder, Jacob Foster. Foster steps in now. Sets himself up. And let's see if he can meet the pitching of Dayton Robinson. Robinson just looks for a first strike on the first pitch on every batter. He wants to start with a strike.
He's just going through the motions, just following, from the set, drive straight through. Not trying to overthrow the pitch at all, just going through his motions.
Get a strike and work the rest out from there. Doing a very good job. Next one comes back again for a second strike.
And I suppose having a 9-run buffer is probably going to give him a little bit more confidence.
I think he might have a little bit behind him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's the 1-2 pitch. Misses that one now. Squares the count up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, as shown by the plate umpire right now. Robinson winds up again, comes through, gets a strike outside edge. All umpires using that outside edge extremely well. That's the zone, and that's what all of the players have got to adjust to. Be ready to hit that outside ball. Fast ball down the outside on Foster. Sees him go down looking at KC, and the Skyroos go 2 up and 2 down.
I was just having a quick look at that umpire, and it looks like young Jordan Taylor.
Nope.
But a scaled-down version.
No, it's our old friend that gets around the State Baseball League names who just... name escapes me. It rains every time we do one of his games.
Brownie.
That's Brownie. That's who it is. His name just escaped me, but it's Brownie and Emma Cummings are doing the game out there for us today.
Ah, there we go.
So it's Owen Glover that stepped into the box here, into the batter's box. Owen Glover with the number 10 on that you can see on screen. Glover steps in. Got a foul ball there. And he meets that one. He pops it up over the back of first base. Will he get there? No, he will not. I can tell you. Brenson Chang is all over that one. And he gets that high fly ball. Foul fly ball to position 3. Brenson Chang taking the catch over behind first base. Ran back over it. And there were 3 Hawaii players under that. Right fielder even charged in towards first base to get it covered. 3 up, 3 down for the Skyroos. Top of the second. And welcome back to Blacktown International Sportspark for Game 2 of the World Boys Tournament here on Diamond number 1. And sensational breakout, 9-0 after 1.5 innings here, Hawaii over the Skyroos. Pitching change now, number 25 comes on for the Skyroos, and it is the bottom of the second innings.
Nathan Guerrero.
Nathan Guerrero, thank you Cam very much. Nathan Guerrero steps in now to relieve Matthew Hayes.
He wouldn't have had much time to warm up because that was the young fellow that just went running down.
He'd have had plenty of time.
He went down, he had a break. Skyroos put 3 batters through the lineup, so
That's what I mean.
He's had a bit of time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he should be all right.
There were 15 batters in the first innings.
Young guys are very, very supple, so should be fine. And Hawaii will come to the plate with their lead-off Tiger Yonemine.
Plus he gets 8 pitches now.
He gets his warm-up.
Okay, I'll sit in my corner. That's all right. That's fine.
Giving a lot of leeway there.
Yeah. As I said, I'll just
That's
sit.
right.
Well, realistically, the Skyroos had to make a change anyway, no
Correct.
matter what.
Yeah.
After Matthew Hayes facing 15 batters, they needed to give him a breather, if for no other reason, just to give him a breather.
Just for his confidence. You don't want him to go out there again and face another 15, because otherwise he's shot.
It's as much as pitching 2 innings, maybe 2.5 innings.
Yeah,
in a regular sort of game,
There-
you wouldn't
there
face 15.
There are Baseball New South Wales limitations on the pitches that can be thrown, so he may have run into that as well.
Actually, Baseball Australia rules.
Sorry,
play
Baseball Australia
protection.
rules. Yep, sorry,
Yeah.
my apologies. But I knew there were restrictions on the Australian pitches as to how many pitches they can throw under the Australian rules.
And as we said, give him a break. It's a development series. It's not as if he's playing for a couple $100 million or something like that.
There's a sheep station on it.
Well, there's 3 games this weekend. I'm sure we'll see him again.
We certainly will. He'll get many opportunities. And now it's another opportunity for another young player for the Skyroos, Nathan Guerrero. So no issue with that whatsoever. Tiger Yonemine, he got a single to right field in his first appearance in the first inning. And just tidying up some cabling here, found that I was
Choking
ripping
yourself.
Cam's headset off.
Yeah, I'm out on the veranda.
Wrong cable. He's outside on the veranda this afternoon. Big left field drive there by Yonemine. He pulled that to the left side, straight over the left fielder's head. That was a massive hit from Yonemine. What timing! And it was just finesse. He just stroked that pitch, and it went straight out over the top of the head of Emrys Mulvihill in left field.
That's it, because we've also got to remember that these kids, they are kids or young men of 14, 15-year-olds, and that hit was well and truly over his head. There's diamonds here along the alleys are 320 feet, and that one's probably.
Oh, here's a go.
250.
He's Staling, third base. He came down the line. He looked at the ball go behind the glove of Owen Glover, of all things. Good name for a catcher. As Cam said earlier, it's a good name for a catcher, Glover. So, but Yonemine, instead of just heading straight back to second, he hung down the line about a third of the way. And when he saw that glove appear behind the catcher, he just took off and took third base as well. So Hawaii on the attack again. This ball goes up the first base line to the first baseman. He's able to drive him back with that high bouncing ball, and it was Bailey Stevens had to go back to get the ball, and that gave Ganasiel all the time in the world to slide safely into first base. The second baseman, Liam Herbert, came across to cover, but there's just no way they could get him. It was just where the ball went, took everybody away from the bag, and it opened it up for Ganasiel to just get in there, slide in safely. So runner at first base for Hawaii, and that run scored from third, Yonemine. Tiger Yonemine standing up safely over the plate, and then sliding in again there with a stolen base from Ganasiel to second base on that pitch. Catcher throws it to shortstop. They could not get to the runner. So now on the attack again, 1 run across the plate takes them to 10. They're in double figures, bottom of the second inning. Pitch on the outside there, missing out and low. At the plate now it is Mana Benz. 2 balls, no strikes on Benz. Hello to everybody in Oahu, over in Hawaii, wherever you're viewing from. Glad you could tune in. We'll send you the links to give us messages later on if you like. We can accept messages on Twitter or on short messaging service, the SMS messaging service on your mobile phone. You can send those to 0412 203 068 over here in Australia, and a walk issued on that base on balls. Fourth one down in the dirt there, and that puts Benz on first base.
And the number's up on the screen there, Harrow. It's 0412 203 068. And you can also use the Twitter handle. Twitter handle is @SummerOfBaseball. That's how you can get in touch with us at the broadcast, and we'll give you a cheerio.
Send us a message. Where are you from? Where are you tuning in? Who are you supporting? A little bounce into the glove there of Herbert at second base. Can they turn the double play? No, they cannot. But they do get the first half of it. It is Benz that becomes the first out here in this bottom of the second innings. Mana Benz out on the forced play. And safely at first base, it would be Avery Takahata up there. And he had stepped into the plate while we were talking. And at third base, it is Koa Ganasiel.
Now at the plate, the shortstop.
Hope I'm pronouncing that properly. I suspect I am. Ganasiel. So runners on the corners for Hawaii. Ben's the first out, sliding into second base. And at the plate now it should be Jaron Adaro, the number 15, and it is. He got a single to right field side on his first appearance, struck out in his second appearance in the bottom of the first inning. Adaro now with his third plate appearance this afternoon. It's the bottom of the second. One out here, 1 run scored. Runners on the corners for Hawaii. And Adaro rips into that one, lifts it high into left field side. There's a man out there. Cannot get to it, Mulvihill. It goes behind him as well. It's very deceptive. These guys hitting this ball high up into the cloud, and it disappears up there. Mulvihill making every effort in the world. He was backpedaling, as you saw, and he just couldn't get to it by a couple of metres, a couple of yards if you're watching from the US. So again, that's Adaro on base now. He stands at second base with a double to left field side. The runner at third, Koa Ganashiel, scored, and that's another run on the Hawaiian ledger. It also put Avery Takahata at third base. So runners at second and third, first base unoccupied, 11 runs to 0, bottom of the second inning here in Sydney. Down the third base line, hard hit ball through the legs of Logan Harris at third base. It's Logan Harris, the number 24 there at third base. And he absolutely, that ball went through his glove like hard. That was a hard hit ball, and that was absolutely a very, very hard ball to field. Dayton Robinson it was that drove that one down through third base.
Yeah, well and truly in the hot corner there. And as a result, using the tin bats does come off a lot harder as well. So, as you said, Harrow, hot corner, gets through, scores 2 runs, puts himself in second base.
Chang steps in again now. It's Bressan Chang. He steps in, leaves the first pitch alone, high out of the zone. Only 1 runner on, and that is Robinson standing at second base. Everybody else has crossed the plate. It's a bust out big time. Way outside that time on Chang. The Skyroos looking for something that they can possibly get out of this game to shut down the attack of these Hawaiians.
I tell you what, boys, I know there's no betting on the tournament or anything like that, but I'll tell you what, from what I've seen of 4 teams that have come out so far, I'd like to have a little bit of something on Hawaii.
Yeah.
The boys from West Oahu.
Gone berserk with the bats. Love their baseball in Hawaii.
So a lot of the coaches and a lot of the players coming from the West Oahu club there in Hawaii. So great to see them making the trip out here to Australia and performing so well in the early stages of this one.
Yeah, a lot of the young Australian teams that go on tours of California often come back via Hawaii, and they go and play at Oahu.
Yep, beautiful. Beautiful part of the world,
experience.
Hawaii, and hopefully it won't be too long till I'm back there.
I was fortunate enough to be involved in a tour that went through there many years ago, and I was on the coaching staff.
I was going to say, you wouldn't be playing.
I was on the coaching staff. I couldn't play. Couldn't play baseball to save my life, even when I did play. I took the field a few times. But no, it's a great spot over there, and we had a really good time. And so the hospitality in California and Hawaii is just sensational. And of course, players got billeted to stay with families, and that was even better experience as far as cultural exchange goes. Chang's persistence at the plate, very patient batting, and he draws a walk as well. Just waited patiently. If it wasn't his pitch, he didn't take a swing at it. So he now goes to first. Hawaii, runners at first and second base. Only one out here in the bottom of the second inning, and Zane Dobecki comes to the plate. He steps in now and readies himself. Waits for the next pitch from Nathan Guerrero on the mound for Skyroos. That next pitch misses down low. So Nathan Guerrero facing his 8th batter in this bottom of the second inning. Pitches one high inside, and again, Dobecki doesn't even look like backing away from the plate. So Guerrero looks in hard at his catcher, Owen Glover, while they exchange signals. Acknowledges that he will accept the pitch called for by Glover on the next one, and just misses outside. Just little adjustments required here by the Skyroos. Comes in again and gets a swing then out of Dobecki. So a nice easy swing there. 3 balls, 1 strike. Can Guerrero just get into the zone there and square this count up to a full count? Let's see. No, he cannot. It's bat to ball. And high in the sky, centre field. Yes, he gets that one. Yeah. Jacob Foster charges in. He calls off the right fielder, Jacob Verez, and they get a good out there. And that is the second out here in the bottom of the second innings. Straight away centre field there. Zane Dobecki out on a fly ball to position 8. And well fielded. And good communication between Foster and Verez in centre field and right field there. But that does bring out the all-important second out. Is registered on the board now. 2 out here. Runners on the corners for Hawaii. Dayton Robinson it is at third base. Bresson Chang at first, and Kensen Kong at the plate right now as he steps in. 9th batter in order for the bottom of the second inning. Pitcher just checks those runners before he lets go of that pitch to the plate, and a strike as he gets a swing out of Kong. He seemed to have backed the pace off from that one just a little bit as Kong took a swing at it and had to hold back again to try and adjust, but too late. Missing down low that time. Right location vertically, so he was off just on the edge of the plate, the outside edge of the zone. Just a little too low though. The 1-2 pitch coming from Guerrero now.
A little bit too high.
High that time. He's had 1 high, 1 low. Evens the count up.
Working on location.
Ready for the 2-2 pitch. Can he even it up here? Kong waits at the plate. Missed again. Fills the count up. Here's the 3-2. Guerrero looks into the glove of his catcher. Can he make this adjustment? Full count pitch now. Well, he gets a bat to ball, but it falls foul into the dugout of the Skyroos. I think the Skyroos are a bit stunned at what they've got to do, and I guess coaching staff will have to get them to focus on the game in front of them and forget about what the numbers are on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and that's what it is. And you have a look at the coaching staff that the Skyroos do have, and it actually also shows that it is a development side of things, because you've got some real old heads in the coaching staff. You've got Graham Castle You've got Mark Spinks and you've got Mark Shipley. So just a couple of real old heads within the Australian baseball fraternity.
Well, they get Kong swinging on that one, and he goes down on strikes for a K2. And that is the third out. Kenson Kong becomes the third out here. 9 batters through the order in the bottom of the second innings here for Hawaii. But they score another 4 runs on the board, and that takes them to a total of 13 runs. It is Hawaii leading the Skyroos by 13 runs to 0. We'll be back shortly for the top of the third inning.
And back at Blacktown International Sports Park, the beautiful sunny Sydney Saturday afternoon here in one of the prettiest cities of the world. We've got the World Boys Baseball Tournament in front of us. It is the boys from West Oahu in Hawaii taking on the Skyroos, or the Sky Blue Roos, or the Skyroos, however you want to say it, the Australian development squad. And there's 3 Australian development squads here, varying ages. But the Hawaii team looking very, very good indeed.
Oh, without a doubt, Cam. They're absolutely sensational. They came out first pitch, absolutely tagged it, and blew the first pitcher for the Skyroos off the mound very early in the piece. 2 innings completed. It is 13-0 in favour of the Hawaiian team. And as we did say earlier, if you weren't with us, that there is a run differential rule will be in effect after 5 complete innings. So the Skyroos need to score a few runs and get a few things happening. Otherwise, they might be a victim of that, unfortunately. But there is more baseball. We will have a game a little bit later this afternoon. At 5 o'clock, there is a third game on Diamond 1, and we will be bringing you all the action of that live right here on Sports Broadcasting Australia.
We certainly will, Cam. And there is a fielding change for Hawaii. There's a hit ball now. It goes over behind first base. Will go foul, though. At the end of the call, foul off that pitch. The replacement catcher is Wyatt Lizama behind the plate. The catcher for Hawaii is Wyatt Lizama. And he replaces Zane Dobecki.
I'd say it's a fairly safe bet that Wyatt may be a relative of one of the coaches for the Hawaiian team in Ryan Lizama.
Okay. And another hit ball there. Oh, no, put down by the second baseman. Ran across, got good wheels over there. And that was Koa Ganasiel running across. It looked like it hit the heel of his glove and just popped out. Second baseman, Avery Takahata, charged in as well.
He's got wheels.
The little guy was there. Underneath that, he was backing up. He nearly dived under the glove to take the catch. Ended up on the ground, but that did put the lead-off Bailey Stevens on first base. So the Skyroos now with a runner on first, the lead-off Bailey Stevens. And at the plate now, it's the number 27, Amaris Mulvihill. Mulvihill, let's see what he can do to get something started here. And just check the pitcher. It's not the same pitcher, I don't think. That is
No, it's
number
not.
14
It's
on the
certainly
mound.
not.
14 on the mound for Hawaii. We'll just check that. I will go to the book and see if we can find out.
The Book of Knowledge.
That's the one.
And I think the research department is way on top of that. And speaking of our research department, as we see this next pitch is fouled well and truly down the right-hand side. And out of the park and bare hand from the stands. So there is actually short messaging system. We do have it up and running and have adjusted the international code. So apologies if we were confusing people with that. As the next pitch comes in, off-speed pitch and goes down on strikes.
K2 for Mulverhill brings up the first out here on the Skyroos in the top of the third inning. The runner at first base is Stevens. That's Bailey Stevens. And next batter in now, we'll just pick him up. I think he's this could be a change. No, 77. It is Liam Herbert. Yep, Liam Herbert, I should say, standing in at the plate now. Steps in and let's see if Herbert can keep this going. He gets bat to ball, but it's pop up on the infield.
Oh.
Will it get there or not? Yes, he made the throw. He made the catch, and that was the shortstop, Jaron Adaro. What a great catch. He really got the glove in low on the ground and took that catch. And Adaro, fantastic out there. And that was a fly ball to position 6 at the end. It goes down in the scorebook for the second out there. It was full commitment. And then he tried to get the double play at first base as well once he got his footing back again. Wow. Sensational play there for the number 15.
I can tell you guys the new pitcher for the Hawaiian team is Jacob, Janshua Yakapin.
Right, Joshua Yakapin. Let's call him Joshua.
Yep, Jahshua, Joshua Yakapin.
Thank you, Kev.
Pitch goes well and truly outside of the zone.
So Yakapin on the mound doing a very good job there, the number 14. The number 24 at the plate now, Logan Harris for the Skyroos. Just fouling the next pitch off. So still with a runner at first base, the Skyroos in the form of Bailey Stevens. And at the plate, the bat in his hand, all loaded up, ready to go, Logan Harris. 2 out here in the top of the third inning.
2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes as shown by plate umpire Brown. Bat to ball on that, had to reach for it, fielded at first base, not foul ball. Bresson Chang reached up for that one, but gloved it when he was outside there, did a Bresson Chang. Outside the foul line. That may not be Bresson Chang. It's number 4. No, it's not, of course. Well, let's have a look. No, number 4 is at first base for Hawaii. It was Bresson Chang, but that is not him now because he's wearing number 18. So there'll be another change there for the Hawaiian side as they get the third out there on Logan Harris. We'll be back in just a moment after this top of the third just finished now. 4 up, left a runner stranded in Bailey. And welcome back to the action here at Blacktown International Sports Park for the World Boys Tournament, an international friendship series between Australia, Asia and the USA, and teams from all around those areas doing battle here over 4 days. There are 9 teams. And
No man's land.
High hit ball. They love hitting the first pitch here where we can't even get a breath. And that one goes foul down the right field side. A few changes.
I think it was called fair, Harry. I think he's going to hold on to first base. I think it landed inside the line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the player must have just touched it in there, I guess.
It was in no man's land, just to the just on infield.
And just couldn't get to it. Well, that was Tiger Yonemine leading off there for Hawaii. And the first batter, of course, hitting the first pitch. They've been on the attack since the first pitch of this whole game, have Hawaii. So that is a single to 3, I guess. Right down that first base line.
First baseman picked it up. So
first
3.
baseman, let's call it him.
Yep.
So runner at first base, Tiger Yonemine. And at the plate now, it should be Koa Ganashiel, but I think he may have been replaced earlier. We'll just check that. We'll double check the information in just a moment. Is number 7, Ganashiel, still there, the lefty. They have re-entry rules for players here so they can come back into the game. So they might leave for just a short inning or so and then come back in. I don't know. So he's there at the plate now with a runner at first.
It's like our old man baseball, Harrow, with the over 35s. We can come back in after we've had an innings off to have a breather and to get some oxygen.
What do you mean ours? Another bat to ball here going foul down the third base side, and that's caught there by the third baseman. Logan Harris takes a catch there, the number 24, and that brings up an out. First out early. Foul fly ball by position 5 there, third baseman. Well tracked and well caught by Logan Harris. He did check the location of the fence. There happened to be a gate opening right there for him.
And because of the actual play, when he actually caught the ball, he actually ran the ball dead. Hence why they've actually given the run of the second base.
Yep. Understandable. And that is Tiger Yonemine, sent to second base because of where the ball was carried.
So explain to me then, PMAC, why you're allowed to catch the ball in the field of play, tumble into a grandstand, and it's not, and it doesn't change.
I'm not going to explain to you anything.
He didn't catch it over the fence. He carried it across.
Yeah, but you see many times, players go hard up against a fence, take a catch, a really good catch, and then go either tumbling into the crowd or into a dugout or something like that, and none of the base runners are
definition of whether they carried it in deliberately or not.
Yes.
And he, as PMAC said, he ran it through the fence. He didn't have to. He could have just stopped.
If he stopped there and held it, wouldn't have been an issue. Not that it's an issue now anyway.
So I think we've got Mana Benz at the plate. And the runner at second base now, as explained by PMAC. The number 9 it is, not number 8. So number 9 we've got there for Hawaii is at the plate. And we'll just check the records for that. I think that's another change. Yes, it is. It's Kai Kiamo. Kai Kiamo is at the plate.
And do you want me to tell you that there's a change on the catcher for the Sky Blues as well?
Yeah, I'm about to get to that, PMAC. Jordan Martin is the catcher for the Sky Blues. Nathan Guerrero, I believe, is still on the mound.
Correct.
Nathan Guerrero, and he's pitching to Jordan Martin is the new catcher for the Sky Roos. And the second out there on Kai Kiamo. And I believe he struck out.
Yes, he did.
Mana Ben's obviously out of the game for the moment. And Avery Takahata should be at the plate. And he is. Same batting style, same running style. He takes off and he's caught by the second baseman. So a fly ball to position 4, caught by Liam Herbert. That brings up the third out. Only 4 batters through in this bottom of the third innings for Hawaii. And that shuts down the attack of Hawaii in this bottom of the third innings. And they score no runs. However, they still do lead the Sky Roos by 13 runs to 0.
And as we have said before, that we'd like your input over the weekend whilst we're actually covering the broadcast. And if there's a couple of ways that you can get in touch with us. One of them up on your screen at the moment at Summer of Baseball, and that is the Twitter handle, so at Summer of Baseball. Big Cam is the one that actually monitors that, so he sends the tweets out and responds. And also you can get us on the SMS system, and it is +61 412 203 068 for our international visitors and guests. So +614 12 203 068, and that's how you can get in touch with us anywhere across the globe.
And welcome back to the action here at the World Boys Tournament here in Sydney, Australia, 2018. We're about to go into the top of the fourth innings. Leading off for the Skyroos is Matthew Haynes. And there are changes coming in, and it is not Matthew Haynes.
Should be Nathan Guerrero, because he took over for Haynes on the mound.
Certainly did. Thank you very much, Cam. Number 25 is Nathan Guerrero. Oh, where did that ball go?
Nowhere.
Called foul.
Nowhere in particular, off his foot and just dribbled down the third base line.
Foul after it hit his foot. So it's Guerrero at the plate replacing Matthew Haynes, obviously. And the number 25 in there now, trying to get something started for the Roos in their battle to fight back. Top of the fourth innings. They still have some time to get some runs up. Chinks one away, blocks that ball away to the right field side, but well covered by Avery Takahata in right field. He was playing in close anyway, nice and short.
I'm going to say playing very shallow. I'll tell you what, if he gets somebody that actually gets one to right field, I know he's got wheels and can travel and has range, but he might need to get on his bike if somebody really gets hold of one down the line.
Yeah, well, he's got a bike stored away. I think he's got a set of pedals underneath him. Jacob Veres, for example, he's the sort of guy that can hit one big. Let's see if he does. He hits the first pitch. He liked it. Hit it high, centre fielder camped underneath it. Manor Ben's out there. If it's still him, we'll just check his number as he turns around. The centre fielder caught that ball easily, ran into position, got there early, and that was a fly ball to position 8. So the lead-off batter, Nathan Guerrero, out on a fly to outfield position 9. Next one out, outfield position 8. So all around, second out now for the Skyroos. 2 up, 2 down. Lachlan Jones steps into the plate. Take his turn at bat. Struck out on his first appearance. Of course, the pitching change was in the previous inning. And the pitcher on the mound now, Joshua Yakapin. And the catcher is Wyatt Lazama. Very often the pairing of pitcher and catcher go together, so rather than just change the pitcher alone, coaches will change the catcher as well. Well fielded on the backhand by shortstop out there. Gets it across to his first baseman. That was Jaron Adaro getting across to first baseman Anthony Miyatakai. And they get that third out on the 6-3 ground ball play. It's a regulation play, that one, in any baseball game. And the Skyroos go 3 up, 3 down in the top half of the fourth innings. Cannot add to the scoreline at all. No dent on the scoreboard for the Skyroos. Hawaii lead the Roos And here we are with Hawaii stepping up to the plate now. The left-hander, Jaron Adaro, steps in now. Got those gloves on to keep his hands nice and warm in this winter in Sydney. And of course Hawaii leading the Skyroos by 13 runs to nil. And Adaro has had 2 hits and a strikeout in his previous 3 appearances in this game. Single to right field side. Well, that's number 16, not number 15. So maybe a change here by Hawaii. It's not Jaron Adaro in that case. And let's just have a quick check of... No, 15 is Jaron Adaro. 16 at the plate. 16 at the plate. We go to the research department, and it is Baron Aguero. Apologies, viewers. We don't always catch the changes. The umpires don't always feed them all the way back, but they're very quick with those changes. But it is number 16 at the plate right now, replacing Jaron Adaro.
Did manage to have a quick look through the Skyroos defensive lineup. There's no changes for them at this point in time.
Thanks, Cam. Baron Aguero at the plate for Hawaii, as mentioned, a lefty. And facing the pitching of Nathan Guerrero, we believe still on the mound, still looks like him.
That's correct,
That's
25, that's Nathan.
Nathan Guerrero still going, still working away. Good on him. Guerrero on the mound, Aguero at the plate. Into the zone, pops it up on the infield. Who's underneath it? Catcher cannot get to it. Jordan Martin, the catcher, called for it, couldn't get to it, bumped it out there. Logan Harris, the third baseman, eventually retrieves it and gives it back to Guerrero on the mound. So Baron Aguero gets Hawaii started again, runner at first base. PMAC, E2, or is that a bit harsh?
Very harsh on the catcher, considering
he's running away, running towards a ball that's rolling away from him. It didn't curl back in.
With my coach's hat on, yes. With my scorer's hat on, no.
Right.
More than reasonable effort.
Okay, so that's a hit.
And that's sort of realistically what it is. And if you want to sort of try. Yeah, there's going to be a pitching change.
There is a pitching change right now as Nathan Guerrero leaves the mound. Obviously saving some of these kids up. They don't want to overwork them at this stage. It's day one of a tournament that goes for 4 days. So, give them a breather and give somebody else some experience. It's the number 14.
Liam Padovan.
It is.
And just having a look at the size difference of the some of these kids, which probably a little bit of a pocket rocket, I'm guessing, Cam.
Which is why, as I said, there are 3 developmental squads. As I said, mostly 13-year-olds in the Skyroos, and then that divvies up between the Navy Roos, which are the slightly older teams, the 14s and the 15-year-olds,
and the Red Roos,
and the Red Roos, which are a different developmental squad.
And we've also got to be mindful because a lot of the and I don't want to sort of make it sound like elitist, but some of the other guys have also got other commitments in Panama.
Correct. Well, as we were saying in the first game, the World Cup for under 15-year-old boys is on in Panama and actually starts next Friday the 10th of August. That being the case.
Yeah, so some of the guys may not have even been available for this event in any way, shape or form.
Correct. You may well have had a number of these Skyroos players. It could have been, maybe upwards of the squad for the Panama squad, maybe 15 or 20 players that may not have been available due to that. But also, as I said, with the age groups that you're looking at here, I wouldn't be surprised if one of the Australian teams, maybe this one in front of us, the Skyroos, is, say, the under 13 World Cup development squad.
Guys, the younger.
Then you might have the Navy Roos might be the New South Wales under 15, and the Red Roos might be a compositive of what's left, sort of thing.
And the good thing about it is, Cam, that we know most of the coaching staff on all three of the squads, so we can always go down and have a chat with them in between games.
And it may well also have been something along the lines of all of the players that were considered for the Under-15 World Cup from the National Championships. Then they picked, a couple of teams from that sort of, so to speak.
Yeah.
But about to go in front of us, yep. Liam Padovan has had his warm-up pitches, so he's ready to go. He's going to face, I believe it is, Dayton Robinson. Robinson is 2 for 3 with a couple of doubles, so a bit of a power display from Robinson this afternoon. No different series. Launched that one. It's going to tail foul, though. It's going to end up in the bullpen down in deep left field. But as we said, they're 320 feet to the fence, and that one went all of 280 pretty comfortably. So no shortage of power from Dayton Robinson as he gets things going again for the Hawaiians.
Because it is international standard baseball fields here. You've got 400 feet straight away and 320 down the wings.
And it is an out and around from the wings to the centre field. It's not a cut across where it might be a little bit shorter in the alleys. It plays much deeper in the alleys than it does to straightaway centre sometimes, this ballpark.
Definitely.
So Robinson getting himself set to go against Padovan again. And Padovan will be a little bit wary about throwing inside to him after that first pitch.
Oh, it's a case of throw inside, he'll hit you foul all day.
He goes to the outside corner and just misses down low. 1 ball and 1 strike.
There's a foul ball from one of the outer diamonds that just sort of slowed proceedings a little bit.
So Padovan ready to go again. And this one is hit hard, and it gets down in front of the left fielder, Mulvihill. And it will be another base hit to add to the tally of, I believe it is Dayton Robinson. Hitting there in the...
uniform number 14.
No, that's a replacement 14.
Not sure, Yakovan.
Yeah, Yakovan in there. That's right, he came in the last inning. So it was actually Yakovan with his first base hit of the afternoon.
Joshua Yakopin came in with the number 14 on. That was him at the bat.
And now we've got uniform number 4. with base first and second occupied and nobody out.
Which is Miyaki.
The catcher Anthony Miyataki. We changed him in one place but not in the other.
No, it's all right. I don't even have a team list. So. Yeah, it looks like umpire Brown's strike zone might be opening up just a little bit. At
13-0 with basically pretty much 1 at-bat left to get it under 10. I'm not surprised because if the Sky Blues don't score a couple of runs in the top of the next innings, the game's done.
Yeah, for the run differential rule in
5 innings.
Yeah, 5 innings.
So, I'm not surprised that he's opened it up just a little bit to try and maybe not give an advantage to any team, but just to try and push the game along a little bit and give the Skyroos their last at-bat chance. As Miyataki just waits on Padovan to come to the plate. Padovan misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And we do actually get to see the Skyroos in another game, so they got the double header.
Here on Diamond 1.
Here on Diamond 1. So they're going to be taking on San Diego at around about 5 o'clock.
Okay. Well, let's hope they can regroup a little bit, get a few tips going. Miyataki tries one up, hooks it up into the first baseman's glove, and there it is. Bailey Stevens still at first base. Takes a high fly ball there, and it gets the out off the pitching of Liam Padovan, number 14. And that will bring to the plate for Hawaii number 12.
Another one making the first plate appearance in this match. This is
And we'll just...
Lazama.
This is Lazama.
Wyatt Lazama comes in. Yes, it is. Replacing Zane Dobecki at the plate. So Wyatt Lazama gets his plate appearance.
And it's good that the Hawaiian coaches are running their boys through to give them a bit of a hit out here in their first game.
You're making those changes early, gets rid of any nerves that they might have from the travelling, gets them on the plate, on the diamond, and away they go back into the normal. Reason they came here was for the baseball. That'll be 13 players so far involved, 14 in fact involved in this game thus far, which is really good, spreading the workload.
I think they're 20-person or 22-person squad.
Roster, yeah. Yep. Good roster. And if you're travelling, you need that many players because they may have had some preliminary games before this tournament here in Australia, and they may have some before they head back home again. Another pop-up in the infield there, trying to get to it. First baseman couldn't get to it. Infield fly given out or not?
Yes, infield
He
fly.
called it?
Called. Yeah, absolutely. Both umpires
There we
all
go.
over it.
Excellent.
Like a seagull on a chip. Number 6.
That's the
new
number
change.
12. He's out White, Lazama out on the infield fly.
So another pinch hitter, number 6, coming into the lineup now for Hawaii. This will be a new batter altogether, I believe.
And that will be Dylan Moritz. Let me have a quick look. Dylan Muniz.
Muniz,
Dylan Muniz.
Plate for Hawaii, pitch hitting is Dylan Muniz.
That's a good use of playing squad here. We've got 2 runners on for Hawaii.
And as I quickly mentioned before, there is another game that's going to be starting around about 5 o'clock. Sky Roos versus San Diego. And on the outer diamond, as we see the next pitch blown past the new batter, Dylan Moritz.
Yeah, Dylan Muniz.
On the outer diamonds will be Fresno and Alameda, and on diamond 3, Red Roos versus Japan.
And before game 3 starts, or when it starts, line drive down the right field side, straight away right field, but certainly in that safe territory where it just clears the infield and gets short on the outfield. One hopper into the right fielder's glove. Jacob Verez, I think it is, still out there, and so Hawaii managed to get bat on ball again. They also managed to load the bases up through the bat of Dylan Muniz, who gets a single to 9. So runners at third, second and first base now, loads them up for the bat.
Look out. Look out.
Look out.
Tiger Yonemine, the big number 20, steps in. Third baseman.
First pitch he likes, he's going to hit it. We've seen it.
Where does Liam Padovan put this pitch? Bounces it to home plate, and the coach at third base for Hawaii says, no, don't go.
Yep.
The runner was ready to go. He said, no, just stay.
Gentlemen rules.
Not with this scoreline. Hold on to the bag and let Tiger blast.
I think
you
he
in.
said, let die. Exactly. Stole my words completely, Cam. Let Tiger do the job.
That's it.
There you go.
Back on the golf trail too, the old Tiger, isn't he?
He was close in the British Open. He was there and thereabouts sniffing, but he hadn't been at the pointy end for a long time, and just faded away.
3 back surgeries apparently. That'll do it.
Very tough to come back from. No pun intended.
Did the look give it away?
So Yonemine steps back in again. 2 balls, no strikes. Liam Padovan has to come back at him for the Sky Roos. Jam him up on the hands and gets a foul tip.
He wanted it. It's one he liked. It's certainly in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, it was there. He just needed to step towards it, not away. He just stepped away a fraction with his foot back. A little bit. Game of inches, we always say.
No, you word it like
Let's
chess
see.
with
Let's see where
with
chess
people.
with humans. It is.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Very strategic game.
As long as you don't have the DH rule in place.
3 balls only on the bat of
3-1.
And a foul.
Tiger Yonemine. And a foul, sorry. I stand corrected. As
No, you're
usual.
not. You're going to sit.
I'll sit corrected then.
Lovely hitters count here for Tiger to just go after this pitch.
Padavan's got to come at him. And he does. Pitches inside, gets him on the hands and jams him up.
Love it.
Gets a foul out of that. That's just another strike at the end of the day.
As a power hitter at 3-1 with the bases loaded, you are just going to take the biggest hack you can at whatever he throws at you. Now you need to be a little bit more selective. with 3-2, but at 3-1 you are just throwing everything you've got at it.
Well, here is that 3-2 pitch, Cam. Padavan comes to the plate.
Oh, that's just as damaging, it looks like.
Yonaman lifts it into
long,
left field,
it's
but there's a
long.
man out there, and that man's name is Amruz Mulvihill. Takes a wonderful catch in the left field side. Fly ball to position 7. Mulvihill takes that one out of the sky to get the third out and shut down the attack of these Hawaiians right here at Sydney's Blacktown International Sports Park. No runs on the board, I believe, for Hawaii again in the bottom of the 4th innings. The scoreboard remains unchanged at 13 runs to 0. Hawaii over the Skyroos. And welcome back to the World Boys Tournament here in Sydney, Australia 2018. You're listening to the Summer of Baseball, proudly presented by Sports Broadcasting Australia. We are in the top of the 5th innings, and leading off for the Skyroos is Jacob Foster, number 21 and centre fielder for the Skyroos. One of the 3 Australian-based teams in this tournament. And on the mound there is a change for Hawaii. Joshua Yakapin has been replaced by Chance Otsuka. Chance Otsuka, certainly the Hawaiian coaches putting all their players through this game, giving some experience on diamond number 1. And of course on the broadcast, big shout out to everybody back there in Hawaii that could not make the trip here with your boys, your family, your team or your club. Hello to Hawaii. All the boys getting a chance to be on the broadcast and on video. We love it. Chance Otsuka here.
Around about 7:30 on a Friday evening over there in Honolulu.
Perfect. Perfect timing. That one gets fouled off by Jacob Foster at the plate.
Skyroos need to score 3 runs, Harrow, to keep this one going. In fact, 4 runs to keep this one going. Otherwise, the run differential will kick in the half of this innings, and that will be all she wrote.
Certainly going to be a battle.
Well, there's a good start.
A rip through this middle. Centre fielder gets it on the hop, but it will put Foster on base. So the lead off for the Skyroos gets on base with a single to centre field. That is position 8, single to 8 for Jacob Foster. That gives his team a chance.
Jacob Foster becomes a runner, and first plate appearance now for the catcher, Jordan Martin.
15, you may have heard in the background, Jordan Martin steps in.
He took over a couple of innings ago behind the dish for Owen Glover. His first chance to have a bat this afternoon.
Martin's in there and he has a bat. He does just that, Cam, but he gets caught out in left field side. So fly ball to position 7 fly 7 brings up the first out. Well hit ball. He did get bat to ball, but left fielder out there all over it. Takes a clean catch there. Centre field was covering it as well. They're all over it. The Hawaiian guys, they back up extremely well. So 1 out, 1 on base. Bailey Stevens at the plate. Stevens now, let's see if he can keep this kettle on the stove a little bit longer for the Skyroos. They're chasing a lot of runs. As Cam said, they've got to get 4 runs to keep the game alive, to keep going. Run differential rule after 5. Next pitch comes in, he gets a ground ball. It will go to the second baseman, who may turn doubles. He does. No, he does not.
Tag, did he? No.
No short. Doesn't get the tag and can't get his foot back to the base. But the lead runner, Jacob Foster, out on the forced play. So he becomes the second out. And Bailey Stevens stands safely at first on the fielder's choice. So it was a 4-6 out, I believe. PMAC, would that be right?
Certainly was, Harrow.
How did I pick that up? Second baseman covered that ball well. Just not quite a hard enough hit ball through the infield there.
Yeah, and the throw from the shortstop back to first just dragged the first baseman off and on the inside, and unfortunately not long enough arms to make a sweeping tag on the runner as he's going past. Emrys
Mulvihill is the guy at the plate right now. He is the batter. He's also the left fielder that took the third out in the previous inning with a great running catch.
2 strikes.
Mulvihill ready at the plate now, waiting for that next pitch to come through. The 0-2. Misses down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Let's see if Mulvihill can get himself on base and keep the game alive for the Skyroos. Fouls one off. Good location on the bat. Just needs to centre it a little more. Looks like game over on the other 2 diamonds, surprisingly as well. Diamond number 3, game finished and completed over there. And another swing and a miss, and that will be the third out for Mulvihill.
That'll be game over here too.
K2 and the third out there in this top of the 5th inning. And that will be the game on run differential. 13 runs to 0, Hawaii over the Skyroos.
Yeah, umpire Brown has just
full time and game.
Time and game with the more than 10 run lead. So some call it 10 run rule, some call it mercy, but
it's the run differential rule. That's what it comes under now, and it looks like that might have happened on all 3 diamonds, as a matter of fact, gentlemen. So might be a very interesting second round of games we've had here this afternoon.
Absolutely, and those other 2 diamonds finished minutes before this one, so this was a bit longer game. And as I just mentioned, Hawaii got their 13 runs. Absolutely massive. 13 runs off 12 hits and 1 error for those 13 runs after 5 innings only. And of course, the Skyroos got 2 hits through that game, but made 2 errors. And that bottom line is Skyroos were just swamped. Hawaii came out on the attack from the first pitch, as we said. And every batter that came to the plate was hungry to get a hit.
That's it. And as you rightly said, Harrow, you have a look at the line score. The Roos, 0-2 hits, and they were recorded as 2 errors. And Hawaii on the other side of the ledger, 13 runs, 12 hits, and 1 error charge. So it just, well and truly just swamped. But as we also have said, the Skyroos have got a double header, so they're going to be playing at around about 5 o'clock again. So not too much time to regroup and settle in. But 4-day weekend, 4-day tournament, and who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, well, the standout, I think the starting pitcher, Dayton Robinson, did an outstanding job for Hawaii, no doubt about that. The number 17 came on early. And he was a starting pitcher. He also got bat to ball.
A couple of doubles.
Extremely well. He was the leader of that whole bunch of players. But if we go right to the start of the game, Avery Takahata, the right fielder and number 2 jumper, he really took off. He got that first hit to centre field, and that started the ball rolling for the Hawaiians. Jaron Adaro, again, he had an outstanding game. He got a single to right field side. That hurt the Skyroos very, very early in the game.
So they showed their intention from the get-go, Harrow, with their aggression. As you say, Takahata, first pitch, lines it into centre field. Then he steals second. Then he gets driven in by Jaron Adaru, who takes the second or third pitch he sees, lines it into left field. He's still second and third. Yep. He's standing around on third, and by 6 pitches, a run had scored, and they had a runner on third with nobody out. They just showed aggression from the get-go, and the Skyroos just couldn't handle it, unfortunately, and Hawaii went on to a big, comfortable win.
They certainly did. It will be interesting, as you said, that with the other 2 games finishing in very short time as well, it will be interesting to see whether they went 3 up, 3 down on both sides and they were close scores, or whether they were lopsided games as well. So it will be interesting.
They might have seen a blowout. Certainly on Diamond 3, I saw plenty of runs being scored. As I said, it'll be interesting to see what the scores do come back as.
So we will bring you those scores just before 5 o'clock. We'll come back on air, and that will be in just over 1 hour. So about 1 hour and 10 minutes time, we will be back for the 5 p.m. games here from Sydney, Australia, for the World Boys Tournament 2018. See you soon.